When you think that the script doesn't get more conversational, even when you see it coming, it gets a bit more disappointing if you read between the lines. Same thing as when Bradley Beal went to the Phoenix Suns, trying to complement two other people. One that's already an all-around scorer, one that already facilitates his position, and he doesn't really does that much of distributing the rock. Even if he can't play, even if he only does his play make shoot, scoring, and you don't have anything going around. While in the NFL, getting one key wide receiver for the third round pick, you can consider that a major bargain when you're Aaron Rodgers. Yes, Aaron Rodgers got Davante Adams. Yeah, the New York Jets are moving a bit different. While we have this array of talent just shifting all over the NFL around the middle of October, where you expect a lot of moves to be made, certain teams to try to feel more complete, more teams that you expect to be more in the conversation when it comes to deadline day moves is possibly the Dallas Cowboys. They're not in there. Amari Cooper goes to the Buffalo Bills from the Cleveland Browns. Then we have Cam Akers going to the Vikings after he wasn't really carrying over the ball when he was up in Houston. And he was coming from decent productive seasons when he was over in Los Angeles Rams. And now we're not seeing that. Well, hopefully he can compensate for his carrying ability for a team that's really needing more depth at the halfback position. That would be my only considerable mindset over all this. And apparently, from all the coaches that are in the hot seat, Mike McCarthy has not been over in the headline, even though Jerry Jones been carrying heat ever since his little scuffle involving some Dallas journalists around his birthday after his massive 47-9 loss to the Detroit Lions, heating up against people reporting over the game and then becoming a major diva when he was the guy that was supplying over the contract for the people that he thought was more confident with, that he wants to run in the team. And then you end up with the result that you had, losing to the Detroit Lions in disrespectful fashion. Mind you, I really think they would go with the plays either way if this was a more competitive football game over the controversy from an illegal man called over as an eligible receiver from the offensive lineman. They run it several times over in garbage time when they put the Dallas Cowboys second string quarterback out of Cooper Rush over in the fourth quarter, and that's practically just giving away the white flag, tossing the white flag, and in the game when you're pushing over in second score when it came over to turnover, 3 and out so early into the half. Poor play calling, not rushing or moving the ball. Bare minimum offensive highlights. The only impact was God, given Aiden Hutchinson sadly getting in a possibly season-ending injury at the end of this. So, how was anybody else supposed to compensate for obviously looking like the Dallas Cowboys are just looking worse and worse when you want to just push them over to the conversation when it comes to them just having the talent, the facilities, and it looks like losing over that offensive lineman. Receiving depth, letting Amari Cooper walk, and now he's pushing over to a AFC side that's gonna be a lot more stacked, knowing the momentum they've been in. The Vikings are now doubling up in offensive firepower, knowing that they have at least a reputable running back that's going to be productive for them, knowing no one was expecting them to be at least sub 500 around this season. And now they're cooking up with possibly their best season since they had Case Keenum in quarterback when they made a shocker appearance in the NFC title game back in, 2017? And it was only a 5th-round pick over for Cam Akers, including a 7th-round pick from 2026. While Amari Cooper felt like a bit more, with a 3rd-round protected pick from the Detroit Lions, and a 7th-round pick for only a 6th for Amari Cooper to the Buffalo Bills. And all the Jets gave away for just Davante Adams was just a 3rd-round pick that conveys into a 2nd-round pick if Amari Cooper becomes a Pro Bowler or active in the AFC title game. That is a lot. That is a lot over at stake. If it pushes over, if it bumps over around, and I feel like they would be on some petty shit if they just somehow just fumbled even making it to a wild card appearance. That's hilarious. There's a lot of hilarity coming into this NFL season that just comes over to a lot of underperformances over to the Detroit Lions struggling to actually achieve subpar football, or just the worst start you ever see for a Jacksonville Jaguars, where they barely even put up at least under 21 points of total offense in the league, and Trevor Lawrence really not compensating his value over him being like what, the fifth most highest paid or third highest paid quarterback in the NFL, and knowing that he's just at least a above average quarterback that just looks like Charlotte Flair doesn't really give him much of leverage if you're not even at least being more exciting to watch. With even the Steelers that can still play competitive football, and you don't even know who's going to start. People are even still thinking that it's going to be Russell Wilson that's going to be pulling the trigger and passing off for the Steelers, even though Justin Fields has been fairly competent at the starting position after what went down over in Chicago. So there's a lot to be having conversations about who's going to get the opportunity for which, who's starting, and who else is going to make the moves. Possibly more of the Bills, maybe Miami for a competent second-string quarterback. Possibly Mason Rudolph or Russell Wilson can gain an opportunity, knowing Tua Tagovailoa has been reported to possibly show up and see if he can at least be, functional off his, concussion. And Coach is just trying to at least leverage whatever opportunities they can with this guy. I have nothing against it. I love Tua. I actually like Tua Tagovailoa. I find him a good quarterback, even though people really push him out because of the weapons he has. But he's a good quarterback. Possibly more of the New York Giants. The Raiders will probably be a sleeper, but I don't see them stealing the division. The Chargers. There's a lot of teams that possibly want to push over some moves for some consistency. Or the Washington Commanders, even though I feel like they're fine with the squad they can, but some additional adjustments to leverage on some picks, because I feel like Jaden Daniels has been a really impressive rookie quarterback so far out of what you got out of Drake May. But mind you, he started all 4 of the games, while Drake May only had to start for Jacoby Brissett once over this entire week while getting smashed by a team way better than him over the Baltimore Ravens. So there's a lot of conversation to be had here, but how you guys feel about what's going on over in the NFL? How you guys feel about the big 3 trades that we've seen so far in just a couple days? That's it for me here over in the DSC show. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe for more. That's it for me.